Good morning again. Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And full disclosure, this video may have some vulgarity in it, so be warned if you are sensitive to words, you might want to tune out now. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about some points that I think are very interesting and on point, so to speak. There are some attitudes towards women, especially young women, going around, and I want to cover a few of the popular ones that I've encountered that I don't necessarily subscribe to. And what it boils down to mainly is a disregard for the agency and autonomy of women, an abandonment of setting them up for success in exchange for personal gratification, using them for personal enjoyment and sexual service, refusing to acknowledge that they grow up eventually and that they are formative and impressionable, not for personal gain, but for their own personal gain. So I want to talk about this. There are some expressions, if you will, that amount to painting a picture about young women, that they have no principles, that they have nothing but hunger, and they are an open mouth, waiting for the first thing to come along to fill it. That they have no loyalty, they have no, thoughts beyond sensation and pleasure in the moment, that they are young, dumb, and full of cum, each and every one of them, if you'll pardon the vulgarity. And I dislike this idea as much as hopefully you do as well. But this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing about NPCs, non-playing characters, people who have no brain of their own, no identity of their own, no rights of their own, and no future of their own. And that is actually what ends up happening if you concentrate hard enough on this ideology. They end up having no future. They end up having no happiness and no health. And it's just funny that these women, unfortunately, start to believe it themselves, if that's all they ever hear. It turns out they are impressionable. They're blank canvases, and they're like Jell-O before it solidifies. Children are, in general, but especially young women. And that means you got to put in good stuff. You got to put in healthy things, interesting things, things that aren't necessarily for personal pleasure, your personal pleasure. You got to put in things that once that Jell-O solidifies, they will guide them towards health and happiness all throughout their lives. Give them a model to remember, something, an example to draw from, something that was decent and proper, an opportunity to live out their childhood to its natural conclusion, not rush it to some premature sexual adulthood. Premature maturity is a thing. Premature maturity. And that's for boys and girls. Making them grow up too fast. Making them suffer before it's time. Just so that they can get tough. So you can put hair on their chest. Or so that you can feel good about yourself, and you know what I mean. She doesn't need help becoming a woman. That happens by itself when it's due time. She doesn't need your help teaching her how to love. She already knows how to love. She's not unclear about that. And I want to be clear about what I will do when I see this. When I see people absolutely disregarding the boundaries of other people in general, not just young people, but touting casual sex as the highest objective, touting personal gratification, an absence of an expectation of permanency, where everything is just a snapshot of the mechanical sex act with no greater picture, no bigger picture whatsoever, nothing, no quality time, no commitment, no actual regard and respect for the person in question, but just getting your jollies in the moment real quick. Kicking her out in the morning, or you might as well in spirit. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's an attitude that's been going around since the late 90s. And it's called the friend zone. We want to stay out of that friend zone, right? Well, it turns out if you tell women something different, when they're young especially, when you tell them that they have a brain of their own, when you give them an opportunity to choose for themselves, when you empower them with respect and actual, listening, active listening, and caring about their growth and development, their health and happiness, making them happy before you make yourself happy, it turns out they grow into different people. They grow into much bigger, more respectful people and more respectable people, instead of just driving them into the dirt real quick, using them up, dragging them down, getting your jollies again. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of having to tell people about it. And next time I see it, I'm just going to intervene. I have no specific plans. I have no specific people in mind, but I feel especially motivated to make this world a better place while I'm here. And I don't really care what it costs me. I'm going to do it. You can either be with me or against me on this one. There are no bystanders when it comes to human rights and respect. Reach out with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.